Yeah, kind of a big deal. Good dude. Give it up for Kyle Adams. Kyle Adams!
I hadn't written any Trump jokes. I really hadn't until I went to Taco's Tacos off of Powell's, and they had Fox News dubbed in Spanish, and Donald Trump was speaking Spanish, you guys. I didn't know that was allowed. It's kind of like watching Hitler play with a dreidel. I spit my carne asada all over the place. I'm going for Bernie though. I really am. Like I can't shake the feeling though that Bernie is like the grandfather I never had, telling me fairy tales. Grandpa Bernie, will you tell me the one about free college again? That was my favorite. Are we really going to rebuild our infrastructure? Only if you believe, Kyle. Only if you believe. But I live in America, so it's very hard to believe, so the grandfather I never had is going to be the president we never had. But then, like, I'm just supposed to vote for Hillary, even though Hillary, like, I know people don't want me to say Hillary's the same thing as Trump, but she goes to all those secret meetings where she's planning on killing babies, and I don't trust her. I really don't. Like, I watched the debates, and for a while it was Martin O'Malley and Bernie Sanders and her, and they never put Martin O'Malley in the middle because no one knew who he was because they think he was the moderator if they had done that. But me and my roommate broke it down really well. He said that Bernie is the hardest raisin in his oatmeal. Martin O'Malley gets a gold star for effort because that little guy was trying. And Hillary Clinton's soul is so rotten we can smell it through the television. I don't know. I feel like I should get vulnerable up here. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Getting vulnerable? I lost my virginity in an above-ground pool in Florida to the Daredevil soundtrack, and then the girl stole the soundtrack. It's kind of serendipitous that I would lose my virginity to a bully. It's funny though, because everyone in Florida kind of is a bully. It's just kind of like a bunch of alpha males bumping into each other. And the only thing to do there, because it's so hot, is jump in a pool. So Florida is full of chlorinated assholes, you guys. So if I ever had to go back, if this Florida thing doesn't work out, and I just gonna go back to Florida with my tail between my legs, I'm gonna start the world's first tanning salon and anal bleaching in one. Let's call it Bleached Butthole Beach Tanning Salon. I'm gonna get that Zatarans guy. You remember Zatarans? Back in the Zatarans! He's gonna sing the jingle for me. This is how it's gonna go. Come on down to Bleach Butthole Town. We'll turn your brown pots white, then your white pots brown. They're killing Miami. I wouldn't even have to advertise, like just for once. I am from Florida. It was snowing out here a while back, and I got my I got the guy fill up my gas, and he saw my license plate, and he said, "Florida, you must be hating it out here." And I said, "Sir, I am an overweight, mildly intelligent gentleman. I never belonged in Florida to begin with." It's funny though. I did not have a good time down there. Because my parents were both from the Midwest. My mom was from Michigan and my dad was from Wisconsin. They just wandered down there and fucked, and then here I am, and I just kind of got stuck. But my whole teenage life was kind of like positioning myself to slingshot out of here. Let's see here. I hate my job. Like Matt was saying, he hates his job. Anyone else hate their job? Woo! Yeah. I've had some interesting jobs though. I really have. Right now I'm at a very corporate burger joint. Let's call it Blue Buzzard for legal purposes. So I'm pretty sure they have bottomless lawyers on retainer. I had to sign an affidavit saying I wouldn't reveal any secrets about that company. I'm not going to do that. That would be like letting the microwaved mac and cheese out of the bag. I can't be doing that. I get really, 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 really high before I come into work every day because it's the right thing to do. It's awesome though because my managers don't give a shit about anything. But that's also terrible because my managers don't give a shit about anything. During our Christmas break, like our Christmas season, someone dropped a hammer with a rubber mallet into our gluten-free fryer. And we didn't find out about it until January 2nd. And every time someone ordered gluten-free fries, I go, "Hammer time?" And they had no idea what I was talking about, which is great because you can have those little inside jokes at tables sometimes. But They would be very upset if they knew I was telling you this. They would say snitches get stitches. But I think that consumers get tumors is more accurate when we find out what was in the gluten-free fryer. Oh. I smoke a lot of weed, and I'm very happy that it's legal at this point, you guys. It's awesome. And it's funny because people think that you hallucinate when you're high. That was kind of like a common misconception. Even in like stoner movies, they would take it to a crazy level. Like you see Half-Baked, they're like flying around and seeing rainbows out of the sky. Like, that's bullshit. Only time I ever hallucinate when I'm high is when I'm driving. And someone is behind me and they've got a rack on their car because it's Oregon and everyone's on a fucking adventure and they got to bring their kayak with them. Fuck you. Because I think that's a siren when I'm high and you're being very disrespectful. You need to be a little more responsible, you guys. Think about me. I'm trying to drive high safely and you're fucking up my game. Oh, no, I love that weed is legal. The fucking strain names are just blowing my mind, though. Like, there's a strain called Thunderfuck, and it's on a receipt. I have a receipt that says Thunderfuck on it. It's fantastic. My favorite strain name, though, was Banana God, and I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any kind of God, but I'm honestly considering monotheism on this one, because this God actually answers my prayers. Banana God, can I get to sleep? Granted. Works out pretty well for me. It does. Let's see here. I'm a millennial, so all we have is nostalgia because all we have is a broken economy and a bunch of great cartoons, so we don't have a full-time job and we can stay home and watch those cartoons because they're fantastic. But nostalgia is not something to follow. I'll give you a good example. You guys play Super Nintendo back in the day? Yep. Our memory of that is every single game for Super Nintendo was fan-fucking-tastic, and we had a great time playing it. Not true. Every single movie that came out, late 80s to 90s, there was a Nintendo game for it. My favorite was What's Eating Gilbert Grape, the game. Anyone play that one? It's a little depressing. But it was my favorite. My favorite level was they had this empty town, and you had to drive, he had to drive his truck through an empty town to get his mom's diabetes medication. Whew, what an adventure. There weren't any bosses in that though, like any real enemies. It was just like personal demons, so it was a little introspective. Didn't have to polish that one too much. It was funny though because I used to have an Oscar joke about Leonardo DiCaprio because that movie, he did such a good job in that movie playing a mentally challenged person. I thought that was the reason he never got an Oscar because he was actually a mentally challenged person. Just a really good actor, but he got his Oscar. Did anyone see The Revenant? The movie he got an Oscar for? Yeah. That movie was fantastic, but I watched it under the guise that Leonardo DiCaprio will do anything to get an Oscar at this point, so it was a comedy to me. Will you crawl through the dirt and the snow for 75% of the film? Yeah. Will you sleep in a horse? Of course, of course. How about eat this moose liver? Out of the dirty snow. You have no idea how much I need this Oscar at this point. I really want to do comedies. Nostalgia though, I can't talk. I mean, look at me, I'm a fucking double layer beefy nostalgia burrito right now. That's all I got. I'm glad though that something's never changed though. That's one good thing. Like there's no constants in the universe except for nostalgia. It really is. I'm glad that Star Wars is still about dead parents. They're keeping strong with their themes. I hadn't been, this new Star Wars movie is fantastic to me. I thought it was great. Did anyone see it? Yeah. I hadn't been this excited for a Star Wars movie since my mom died back in 2002 when Attack of the Clones came out, which is appropriate. In that movie, Darth Vader's mom dies on screen. And my dad was trying to cheer me up after my mom died. And he's like, you know what? I'll take him to that movie Star Wars, the one with the dancing teddy bears. He fucking loved that shit when he was 10. And that scene comes along, and Anakin literally says to his mom, "Stay with me, Mom." And her head goes back like this, and she has a death rattle. She's like, "Yeah." My dad stays up in the theater, and he goes, "Well, fuck me!" And I was bawling. I was crying I was just crying. And I got to go to school the next day and hear all my friends talk about what a pussy Anakin is. So that was great. I don't want to close. I got the light here. Are we digging dead mom material? Do we want to close on another dead mom joke? Yeah. So, if your mom hasn't died yet, if she's gonna die, say goodbye to her. That's what you need to do. You really do. I'm gonna give you a warning though. She's not gonna look like your mom anymore. My mom's skin was very yellow and puffy. She kind of looked like SpongeBob SquarePants. I wish the doctor would have had better bedside manner though and warned me. Are you ready, kid? I guess so, man. This is kind of a fucked up way to do this. I can't hear you. I said, okay, man. Oh, she once was your mother, but can no longer be. Sponge mom, dead pants. Puffy yellow and non-responsive is she. Sponge mom, dead pants. She'll never come back, no matter how hard you wish. Sponge mom, dead pants. Her insurance wouldn't cover a procedure like this. Thank you, guys.
You cried on more than I think. We're at our final comment for the